Welcome to the Scared But Not Damaged podcast, a podcast that supports, empowers, and inspires women that have experienced abuse or experiencing emotional trauma or pain. This podcast will challenge you to push against the tides and rewrite your story. On this show, I will be sharing some of the principles of Scarred But Not Damaged, a life that has gone through adversity and abuse and has come out strong in spite of life's challenges. Despite the scars, your worth and your value remains intact and undamaged. Each week, we will discuss topics like what is abuse, what are the red flags that you are in an abusive relationship or marriage. I am your host, Naomi. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Scared But Not Damaged podcast. It's been a minute. My name again is Undaunted Naomi, and I'm back. I'm your host. And today we are on episode 18. And the topic today is resilience. And, well, everybody needs resilience. And we have with me today a special guest, a friend, a sister. Whoa. A pretty lady. Oh, my world. I welcome you to the show, Queen B. Yes, I present to you Queen B. She's a lovely soul. She's got a game. She's a lovely speaker. She motivates and helps people. So I'll just let her kind of introduce herself to us. You're welcome, Queen B.
Thank you so much. Wow. What an introduction. I need not say anything else now, but thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It's been long fetching, but we're here now. I'm grateful. I'm privileged to be on your beautiful show. Your show is just amazing, and what you're doing out there, please do not stop, because you're touching people's lives. So well done.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, and keep it up. So, like my darling sister has said, my name is Beatrice Christopher, aka Queen B. Queen B, your encourager and the resilient woman.
Yeah.
What else would you like to know? I am first.
Tell us what you do. I know you do.
Oh, before I talk about that, I need to let you know who I am. Proud mother, proud grandmother. I have to say that first, because that comes before what I do.
Yeah.
I help women. I help young people to achieve their purpose in life. Not just women, not just young people, but women who have gone through it. The it has several meanings. Who have seen the ups and the downs, who are at the bottom and don't know how to get back up.
Wow.
Who are up but are confused why they are up. Who are doing things they don't know that they are doing. Who are in a place of work that they shouldn't be. Who are just existing and not living.
Wow.
So I help the people existing to live, and I help the people down to be up. That's what I do, basically. How do I do this, you may ask? By changing their mindset. I help them to transform their mindset, because everything that they need is already embedded in them. My job, my purpose is to help them uproot it out, so that they can see themselves as the good version that God created them to be. In a nutshell. In a nutshell.
Wow. That is so much you're doing. Thank you so much for that powerful intro. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're doing a lot. You're helping the youth, and you're doing a fantastic job. Could you tell us a fun fact about you?
Whew, do I have a fun fact? I'm weird. For me, that's fun because I'm very different. I'm so different. My sense of humor is not dry, but it's
Oh,
questionable to some people.
quirky.
Yeah, yes, questionable to some people. I'm at my best when I want to be at my best.
Mm,
I'm an introvert and an extrovert at the same time.
same here.
You
Same
know,
here.
I love my own company. I
Mm,
take myself out. I
wow.
go to the movies by myself. I go for a meal with myself. At the same time, I love to go out with friends and have fun and just let my head down and just not misbehave, but be human.
Yeah.
Be
Wow.
human. So
That's nice.
if you can say that's a fun fact, those are fun facts for me. I
Okay,
don't take
that's
myself too seriously.
mm,
That is me. I don't take myself too seriously. I don't expect anyone else to.
okay. That
That
is
is
so
it.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Nicely said. Thank you so much for that fun
You're welcome.
fact. Now, I guess my viewers will be wondering what you've got in stock for us tonight. So
Oh my
we'll get
goodness.
straight to what exactly is resilience. Wow. It's a word everybody hears. Resilient, resilience, resilience. Okay. It's not a cliche, but it's actually a real word. What is resilience?
It's a real word. Thank you for that question. A lot of people use that word without actually knowing what it means. They can say they're resilient, but how do you know you're resilient if you haven't had
Hmm.
if you haven't had the privilege, I will use that word
Hmm.
privilege, to go through what will make you a resilient person.
Wow.
Resilience is just the ability to bounce back from any adversity, from any trauma, from any pain, from any negativity. That's my definition of being resilient and
Hmm.
resilience. And that's why people call me that, because of what I've been able to bounce back from, you
Hmm.
know. We are all resilient in our own ways, because believe you me, every human being has a story. We
Hmm.
all have a story. And that story, the ability to be able to tell your story makes you resilient
Wow.
because you have gone through it. Even if you are still in it,
Hmm.
you can tell your story. That's
Absolutely.
resilience.
Hmm.
For me, that's resilience.
Wow.
Whether you're telling your story crying,
Hmm.
sobbing,
Hmm.
laughing, screaming, shouting, you are telling your
Your
story.
story.
That is resilience for me. The ability to be able to bounce back, speak
Hmm.
about the things you've gone through.
Because
Because
for
believe
me,
you me,
yeah,
mhm,
sorry. I was gonna say it's a very difficult place to be because telling your stories, not everyone that has one the ability to tell their stories, and two, some
yeah,
people are not even alive to tell their story. So
thank you.
for anyone having that bravery or the strength
Hmm.
to tell the story is another
Hmm.
ball game, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to add that to it. Yeah.
That's why it's my definition of resilience, because
Mm,
it takes bravery to speak about whatever it is that you've gone through.
mm,
It takes bravery. There are some people who will not want to talk about it.
mm-hmm.
And for me, my motto, Queen Bee Speaks motto, is speaking is healing. When you speak it, you're healing.
You're healing.
No matter how you say it,
Mm,
you're still healing.
healing.
Even when you're saying it and you're crying, you are healing, because if you say it every day of the month, you will not cry every day of the month.
Absolutely.
You get to that stage where you just say it, and then you just start saying it until you get to a point whereby when you speak it, you don't even have any feelings. because you've healed from it, and you start smiling when you say it.
Hmm.
Me now, I smile when I'm talking about my trauma, the adversities that I've been through. I smile because it's done and dusted. It has no weight on me.
Like I also kind of know that when people don't speak out their
Mhm.
hurts or the pains they've gone through, they kind of repress it, and sometime later in life it blows
Mm.
up.
Yeah.
It blows up because even when you say you're resilient through that situation, but that's why I think people should be encouraged to speak, even if you don't want to speak openly, speak to a professional,
Yeah.
speak it
Yeah.
out. Is in the talking. They call that talking therapy, where
Yeah.
there's something that's been stuck in you, maybe 20 years, 30 years,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
maybe yesterday. But when you speak it out, you like the inner strength comes out.
Yeah.
So to speak, people think when you speak about your pain or your trauma, they look at you as weak. You're talking about some people, but that is literally an inner strength because
It's
it takes
actually good to be weak. It's good
yeah,
to be vulnerable. That
vulnerable,
is
but
a strength.
that is strength because not
Mhm.
everybody that can say, yeah, this happened. I went through this.
Yeah.
Because some people might not, even the thought of it will send them into another place where they don't want to be.
Correct.
So for you
Correct.
to have gone through it, won the
Mhm.
t-shirt, done that, and you're still standing. Wow,
Yeah.
that is
There's
the
a reason.
resilience. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a reason. Because what didn't kill you would only make you
Make you
stronger.
stronger.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I was wondering what would one need for resilience? What would you need to be resilient?
I can give you many answers, but the main answer is your mindset.
Hmm.
My only answer to you will be mindset. There are several answers, but your mindset has to be right, in the right place, in the right form to make you resilient. If your mindset is not in the right place, you can never be resilient. You can never be brave.
Wow.
Bravery comes from the mind.
Hmm.
Our actions comes from the mind. So if your mindset and your belief system, which is still from your mind, is not in the right place, you can never be resilient.
Hmm.
People can tell you to be resilient. People can say they want to help you. They can help you. You can go to therapy and do all of that. But what is your mindset? What is the state of your own mindset for you to come out of it? For
Hmm.
you to be able to speak about it. You can go for therapy and just sit down there. I've known people go to therapy and they sit down there for 1 hour. They say nothing. And
Hmm.
they've had sessions and sessions. But one day there is a change in their mindset that makes them open their mouth.
Hmm.
They probably start with saying one word, and then afterwards they make a sentence, and before you know it, they're telling a story. But if your mindset does not change,
Wow.
you can never be resilient. You can never be brave. Whatever you want to call it, it has to come from your mindset. And that's where people like us come in. We help you transform the mindset
Yeah.
to make you a stronger person.
Absolutely. I call that the mind is the game changer because everything
It is.
starts from the mind. So for
Yeah.
you to get a change on any situation, if you want to change in any situation, the mind is the most powerful, is the powerhouse. You
Ooh.
can go down the hill, it's
Mm-hmm.
the mind. You can come up the hill, it's the mind.
It's the
So it's
mind.
how you see it. And if you
Mm-hmm.
want victory and want success, or you want to get a positive result, you just have to change the way you interpret things, starting from the mind. So the
The mind.
set is the
Mm-hmm.
game changer in
Mm-hmm.
every situation. So thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
that one. So I was wondering if you what factors, like I know, yes, what factors are responsible? What makes one resilient? As in, what can cause one to undergo resilience? What could be
Um,
responsible? Because I mean, you can't just wake up and say, I'm resilient. Something has to happen. So can you just
Wanting the ability to live makes you resilient. Wanting the ability to be, having the ability to be strong for somebody else, be strong. If you're a mother, you want to be strong for, I'm giving you the reasons and answers to your question. It could
So
be,
so
oh,
where I was trying to go is like definitely something must have happened.
oh yeah,
Resilience to come.
definitely.
Yes,
When
I need you
something
to say because
happens,
some people might not know my resilient. Okay, why would one be resilient? So like just give like what something. Yeah, I just want to because some people might not know why would people be resilient. They don't know. They do you understand? Something definitely must have happened
a
that caused.
lot of, there's so much
Yeah,
that can happen to a person,
yeah,
a woman, a man, a child. There's abuse. Abuse could happen to people. Um, Overcoming it makes them resilient. Trauma could happen to people. Overcoming it makes them,
resilient.
overcoming it or talking about it or wanting to be better makes them resilient.
Or like
When you overcome
a
trauma,
married
when
couple now, maybe you lose your partner, and the fact that you're not a single person, even
bereavement, loss, when you lose a partner, let me go down the routes that you just said. When you, I didn't want to really get in deep,
yeah,
but when you lose a partner, that's a loss that you can never, you can't get that
and
person
never
back.
back. Yeah,
Whichever way you lose the partner, if should we say if the person dies, should we use that example?
yeah. I'm just
So
so
if you lose someone through death, obviously you know that that person is not going to come back, but we have the ability to be allowed to grieve. You are allowed to grieve, but don't stay grieving. Do you understand? Don't stay down there. You could, some people can mourn for a year,
mm,
but
and come for
afterwards
10
you need to
years.
pick up yourself
Mm,
and get on with it and try to be a better you. If not for, okay, because of the person you lost, do it for yourself because there are other people out there that are waiting for
mm,
you. Do you understand? There are other people that need you. A loss is a terrible, terrible, terrible thing that no human being can explain,
yeah,
but it's part of life. There's life and there's death. So when you lose somebody, you go through all sorts. Some people need to go through therapy just to get over a loss. And if that's what you need to do, do it. Do it and get over it. And it makes you stronger because once you've gotten over it, you can talk about it and now see the person, see the goodness of what they've done. And don't see the negative as, oh, you're, that person is no longer with you, but see what they were doing when they
yeah,
were with you. See the good things that they did when they were with you. Think about the memories that this person has left behind. And so speaking, not just if you lose a partner, if you're in a relationship that has gone sour, that has
no,
gone bad, if you're in a toxic relationship, I can give you examples. If you're in a domestic violent relationship and you, it's over, yeah, I don't want to go through each
yeah,
step. It's gotten to that state that it's over. It takes a while for both parties to get over it, especially the victim.
yeah,
It takes a while for the victim to get over it. I am speaking from the angle of a victim because I was one. So I can tell you the things you go through when you are out of it. You blame yourself. Your self-esteem goes away, goes, it's not even down. If there's another place other than down, beneath, you don't have a
yeah,
self-esteem. You don't have a voice because you feel ashamed in your society, in the community, that, oh, number one, your marriage is busted. Number two, oh my gosh, you were in an abusive relationship. Who would believe you? So you
mm,
don't, you, all those things play up in your mind, and then you don't want to talk about it to anyone because the shame is there. You don't know if you're going to be listen, no, somebody's going to listen to you.
judged.
You're not sure. And then all the hurts that you went through, all the years that you spent, for you don't even see it like that. You just see that you wasted certain number of years. How do you
Absolutely.
now pick yourself from that?
Mm.
It's a question that makes you resilient. The
Mm.
way you pick yourself from that is by remembering that you're on this earth for a purpose.
Mm.
Remembering that you pass through this alive, and remember that there are lots of people
Mm.
6 foot under that did not pass through the same thing you
Wow.
passed through, and you are alive, but they are not.
We are not.
So when you
Yeah.
remember things like that, you ask yourself, okay, what is my why? Why am I existing? Why am I still alive? Why am I here? There
Mm.
must be a reason for me to be here. And each day gets different. You ask for strength. I'm somebody that prays a lot. I pray a lot and I ask God for strength. You ask God for strength. And listen, whatever you need to do, need to go for counseling, need to speak to a trauma coach, just so that you can get rid of that burden. Because believe you me, it is a burden. Because it limits you from doing anything else, because you don't see yourself as good enough, you don't see yourself
Mm.
as worthy, because of all the things you've been told in that relationship or marriage. So you
Mm.
don't even see any good thing about yourself. All you see is negativity. And let me just tell you, negativity weighs people down. It's
Does.
a huge weight on your shoulders.
Mm.
Trauma is a huge weight because of the negative things you have experienced. You're so blind to see anything positive because you haven't gotten rid of that
Mm.
heaviness inside of you, around you, because all you see, you attract what you think. So if you're
Yeah.
thinking negativity, that's all you're going to be attracting. But
Mm.
in order for you to live a happy flourish, for you to flourish in life, you need to get rid. And this is where the resilience comes in. You seeking for help, you asking people, going for counseling, going, just making sure that you get the help that you need, just
Mm.
because you want to be stronger. And let me tell you something that people are not aware of. There's a lot of pain that we go through that drives us to our purpose.
Mm.
A lot of pain. Number one, you become resilient. Once you become resilient and you go through all the things you need to go through to come out of it,
Yeah.
it drives you to your purpose.
Mm. Wow. Wow. Well done. Well done. Well done. Thank you so much for going, because the next question I was going to ask was what you've just answered, how you can give a real life situation. And you've just gone into that. And I know
So
domestic
many.
abuse is one that
Yeah.
it's breathtaking. There's a lot of it's exhausting. Even being alive is exhausting. Every day for a domestic violence victim is exhausting. So for you to come out on the other side, you should get hugs, claps. But when people don't understand what they go through, the trauma
Yeah.
they go through in that relationship to come out,
Yeah.
and yet
Yeah.
they are being judged, is another ball game.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
that's why I would always say, let them look like not looking back.
Mm.
Don't look to your left. Don't even listen to people, because they don't understand. They are wearing a lens which don't see where you're coming from. So all you need
Yeah.
to do is the main focus should be on you relieving. You want to live
Mm.
your life again. That life has gone. It won't come back. It's full of hurts and sadness. And most times people grow resilient is always in a place of adversity. So that strength
Yes.
comes out of when you look and there's no helper, when you feel helpless, and
Mm.
you're like, okay, but I've got to leave, because you
Yeah.
see a hope in front of you. And that's what everyone has to, just because there's no point giving up. You've gone
Yeah.
through that to become. You've gone through that
Yes.
adversity to be. You
To
have gone
be.
through that to get to that, like a treasure chest, which
Hmm.
which you never would have found out if you didn't go through that. So the
Yeah.
resilience you're going to grow, which you will develop, gives you an access to be able to enjoy the new life that will be open
It
to.
makes you a stronger person. It makes
Absolutely.
you stronger, and it gives you that experience. So when you see somebody else going through it, you know what to say to them. You
Absolutely.
can you can smell it afar. When you can smell such toxicity afar from somebody
Yeah.
because you were in it.
You were in it, so you know it.
You were in it. So it makes you so you going through it was part of your purpose in life, part of your life's journey so that you can help somebody else.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
is what a lot of people do not understand, that actually for me to go through something is
It's for
so that I can
purpose.
help somebody else.
It's not to keep
But
it, because when you keep
it's
it,
not to
you're
keep
not gonna
it.
learn.
It's not to keep
You
it.
just
Our
keep it.
purpose in life is to love one another. How can we love? By helping. How can we
Mm.
help? You see somebody going through situations, you help them. You see someone who has gone through situation, but they don't know how to navigate themselves in life.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
You
Wow. That
help
is
them.
so beautiful.
You help them because you've been there, you've done that. Like you say, you got the t-shirt.
Mm.
You know what angles, what corners to pass through.
And you
Some
felt the
people,
pain, so that way you
yes,
can empathize and also see
you
somebody
understand,
and encourage
you
someone too.
understand where they
It
are
hurts.
coming from because you've been through it.
Hmm.
This is why I do what I do, because I have passed through so many things. I sometimes I ask God, I'm like, did you just set me up for all of this? Because believe you me, what our pain, I look at it as a setup by God.
Mm.
That's how I look at our pain, our trauma, our adversity, as a setup
Mm.
by God that leads us and pushes us, thrusts us into our purpose.
Mm.
That's how I see it. And I ask her, I said, did you set me up for this one again?
I
Did you set me up
know.
for that one again? Because I have met different kinds of people, young people, how they're feeling, what goes on in their mind, the things that come out of parents' mouth to the children.
Mm.
Words are so powerful. We have to
Mm.
watch what we say. That's why
Mm.
we talk about affirmations, because those are positive words. But what about the negative words that comes out?
Mm.
And we say to our children, we say to passers-by, those are negative words. And the negative words you say to people dwells in them because the mind will just take it. If they keep hearing the same thing every
Mm.
day,
And I
the
know how
mind will just take
easily,
it.
yeah, that's not, yeah, I know how quick, easily it is for one to drift into that negative place, especially if you've been in a very bad place for such a long time. But like I would
Hmm.
say, just educate your mind, just retrain yourself, because if you stay in that dark place, you're just going to be in a rut forever, So it's all about retraining, unlearning, and relearning. So
Yes.
that's what the game is all about. It's all about saying, I've been here, it's not great. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, but
Hmm.
change will sure come when you're persistent.
Yeah.
You're just keeping pushing.
Yeah.
Nobody
When
knows
your
it all
mind,
every
yeah,
day, and we're just, and the best thing is put it out there, awareness, because the more you hear something, the more it becomes part of you. So,
I
Queen
like the
Beatrice,
awareness. I like
yes,
that. I
yeah,
like the
thank you so
awareness.
much. I was just wondering if you can give us for all your tips. Thank you so much for all the nuggets you provided tonight. And I know a lot of people can resonate in one area or
Hmm.
the other, both
Hmm.
men, women, boys, girls. They can, youths, they can see where they can navigate and see how what we've kind of discussed tonight would help them. I was
Hmm.
wondering, since we're coming to the end of the program, if you have any last words for for the viewers, for listeners, for the listeners and viewers
Okay.
as well.
I have three words that I would put into sentence: discover, recover, legacy.
Hmm.
Okay. In no particular order. Now let me put them into sentence for you. This is people pay me big money for what I'm about to tell you.
Hmm.
Recover from your adversities. How do you recover? Look for places that you need that will help you. Counseling, trauma coach. Once you recover from your adversities, yeah, that's when you discover your purpose. That's when you discover who you are. That's when you discover the kind of person and the things that you're meant to be doing.
Hmm.
That's when you discover the resilience that is in you. And once you discover that, go ahead, live a purposeful life and live a legacy.
Wow.
Live a life of impact and live a legacy. because you have to leave a legacy.
Mm.
You have to. That's the purpose of us being alive. That's the purpose of us living. And that's why you need to be resilient. Because if you're not resilient, you can never be purposeful. And if you're not resilient, you can never be purposeful so as to live in a legacy
Mm.
in life.
Leaving a
That's all
legacy
I've got to
behind.
say.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like leaving your
Thank you.
footprints on the surface of the
That's
earth.
correct. That's
And
correct.
when you leave a footprint, it's like the Bible or something, a book people would go back to.
Many
Leave your
ways.
print, yeah.
Your podcast, you're living a legacy with this
Mm.
on its own because you're going to touch lives of people you don't even know.
Mm.
Years and years to come, your podcast will still be playing. I bought a book today, actually. That book is 50 something years old.
Mm.
Whoever has written it, they're probably gone.
Yeah.
But the words, they left their legacy.
Mm.
Imagine if they hadn't done that, written that book, they won't be able to impact people's life.
Wow.
So leaving a legacy is very important, but you have to be resilient to get to that purpose, to get to that stage.
Mm.
You have to be resilient.
Wow. Thank you so much, Queen B. It's a pleasure to have you
Thank you
here.
very much.
To invite you
Oh, it was
some
quite
other
short.
time. So I was wondering, how can the viewers find you? How can they find Queen B?
Wow. Queen B. Well, Queen B speaks. I do a lot of inspirational nuggets. I do a lot of speaking at events. I do a lot of speaking on social media. So the Queen Bee speaks. People always miss the spelling. Is Queen then BEA speaks, all one word. So people type the B, the buzzing B. I don't
No,
buzz.
I'm going to put
I do
that
more than
at the
buzz.
bottom
I
of the
saw exactly. So it's Queen BEA speaks.
right. And where
I
can
also
they
have a
find you on
website.
social? Okay, that's your website. Okay.
On
And
social media is the same thing.
Queen B.
Queen Bee Speaks. Queen Bee
Okay.
Speaks on Instagram. Queen Bee Speaks on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Most of um, my talks are now going to be on are now on YouTube. So
Okay.
I'm concentrating more on YouTube now rather than Instagram. Before I used to do my talk show on Instagram. Now my talk show is going to be going on to YouTube, and you're going to be one of my guests, by the way. So
Hey,
I'm letting you know now. So you're going to be
thank
one of
you.
my guests. Queen Bee Speaks talk show emigrate into YouTube. So yeah, that's where you can find me. I
Okay.
don't think you want my number though, so that's fine.
You'll be
That's
getting
fine.
calls in the middle of the night now.
Oh, I'm used to that actually. I have people calling me from Australia and also, so it's fine. I'm used to that.
Thank you so much. It was such a wonderful time and a wonderful time spending with you today, talking
Thank you.
about topics that really touch the heart and things that people need to do to get out of their hard place and come to a soft landing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
now you've given us nuggets. Now we'll know how to soar like the eagle.
Yes, but you have to want it. It's a
Yeah.
mindset thing. It's got to be wanted, you know.
So
Thank you so much. I
thank
really
you so much,
appreciate it.
viewers. That's it for today. And we'll say good night and we'll see you again next week. So,
Good
bye.
night. Bye bye.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Scared But Not Damaged podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Scared But Not Damaged so you don't miss a show. Kindly subscribe to the show so you know when new episodes are released and leave us a review so we can continue to bring you amazing episodes. Thanks for listening and see you next week.